Give you an update. Hey, I'm coming to give you an update on this HSG. Whew. So, HSG was today. I still have on my hospital band. I'm gonna take it off before I go to class tonight. But I got to my appointment. Of course, I was late. I'm always late. I was only like maybe like 5 minutes late. And really, I did not know that the lab that I had to go to was in the same building because the way it's set up here is like different hospitals, but they're all like in the same vicinity or whatever. So anyway, so I went in excuse me, I went in, checked in for my appointment, and I have a little clip of that, so hopefully I can figure out how to insert that. And they called me back and I had to change my clothes. And she pretty much showed me this tube, y'all. This tube was like this long. And she was like, oh, this is the catheter. And it has a little balloon on the end. She inserts it. She's like, really, the process takes like 2 to 3 minutes. I was like, okay. And she was like, because you've already had children, your cervix has already expanded before. So she didn't think that it would be as painful as maybe someone who's never had children. So I was like, okay, hype myself up. I'm like, oh, I got this. It can't be no worse than labor. Labor is like the ultimate pain. It can't be no worse than that. So I'll be okay. And I did, however, take 5 Motrin. I took 5 Motrin before they even got started. So I did eat and take some Motrin. So she puts me on the table and she puts the catheter in. And honestly, putting the catheter in didn't hurt, but when she started to blow up the balloon, I could feel what she was talking about. It did not hurt. It just it does feel like cramps, but it's nowhere near. It's like a mild cramp. And really what hurts is her, I could feel it. I could feel her blowing it up because like she said, it's expanding. So that's what hurt. When she injected the dye, that part didn't hurt. But when she blew up the balloon, I could feel like with every blow she not blow, but with every pump she did to blow it up, I could feel it. And I was like, oh, if she didn't blow it, then it didn't hurt. But that's the only part that was uncomfortable. But it wasn't like I'm crying tears and oh my God, Lord, please help me. It was not that bad. People are, I don't know, I can't say people, are over exaggerating because everybody's pain level is different, but it really did not hurt. It really did not hurt. It really didn't. I just can't say it enough because I've watched so many videos and people are like, oh yeah, I was crying and, it hurt so bad. And I'm like, oh God, if y'all think that hurt, labor, you might as well die on the table because labor hurts a million quadrillion times worse than that balloon. That it was uncomfortable, but it did not hurt. So anyways, that was that. So for some reason, she did the speculum where she inserted and she cleaned off the cervix. And for some reason, she actually had to insert the catheter with the balloon on it. She did one insertion and the balloon popped. She did another one and the balloon popped. She did one with two balloons and they popped. So finally, she was like, let me try a different, maybe it's just a bad batch. And she actually told me, she was like, out of 16 years, this has never happened to me. The balloon kept popping. So when she went to inject the dye, it was pretty much falling back into my vagina. It wasn't going into the cervix because the balloon wasn't open for it to go up. It just kept falling back into my cervix. I mean, not cervix, my vagina. So, um, it was uncomfortable because I had the speculum inside me the whole time and I was laying flat and then they tilted me up a little bit. So it was uncomfortable because she had to take the catheter out and I could actually feel her tugging the catheter out, the little the thing with the balloon on it, and I could feel her pulling it out every time. So she did it like 4 different times. She was like, okay, the balloon keeps popping. She even tried it one time with two balloons and it still popped. And she was like, well, I don't know what else to do. If it doesn't work, then I'm at my wit's end. She was like, out of 16 years of doing this, this has never happened to me. Um, she was like, I don't know. The first time it fell out. And so she was like, okay, that has happened to her maybe 4 or 5 times. But each time after that, the balloon was deflating. It wasn't like the catheter was falling out, like it wasn't in far enough. It just, the balloon kept deflating. So she could not inject the dye. So she did it about 4 or 5 different times. The fifth time, I think, is when it worked, but she had already went to a new batch of catheters. So she was thinking maybe it was just that batch of catheters that it seemed like the balloon was popped. Basically, is what how she explained it to me. She went to a new batch of catheters, and um, that time it worked, and it looks like both of my tubes are open. Hallelujah! Both of my tubes are open. So I'm so excited. My tubes are open. They are open. But she did say that a lot of times when she do the procedure, five days later, most women get pregnant. She was like, it could be mucus that's right there that's clogging them. She was like, if it was anything clogging them, then she basically cleaned it out. And she was like, it's spilling good. She was like, everything looks good. And so when she was injecting the dye, she was like, all right, turn to your left. And they took a picture. Then she was like, turn to your right, and took a picture. And then I was flat on my back and she took a picture. And they were open. Everything was spilling out good. So that was great. I did call my doctor, and he said my blood work came back fine. Nothing, as of now, nothing seemed like it was wrong. And also, I go see him on Wednesday for um, my saline insurance, whatever the saline test is. It's almost like the HSG, but it's with saline, and I guess it doesn't hurt as much. And she used a lot of dye. I'm just trying to think of what to tell you guys. She used a lot of dye. She was like, you're gonna need to wear something, like a panty liner or a pad or something for the next day or two. She was like, because she used so much because the balloon kept popping. So each time she do it, she injected dye, but the balloon would pop, so it would come back out. So I think she asked I guess her assistant, she maybe asked her like for 4 different dyes. She did the procedure 5 times. She like inserted and took it out, inserted and took it out 5 different times, but I think she only asked for dye 4 times. Um so it was okay. She was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She was like, you are such a trooper. And I was like, it really, like, the first time she put it in, I could feel it. I could feel everything. But then after that, I couldn't really feel it. Man, I don't know. Maybe I just got a numb uterus. I don't know. But it didn't hurt. So it wasn't like I was like, oh my God, please stop. It wasn't like that at all. It was just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna shut up and lay here and let you do what you need to do because I'm trying to have a baby before I turn 30. So that was that. And I'm really happy. My tubes are open. I go see the doctor on Wednesday. Hopefully, I should be ovulating in the next couple days. I don't even know. I haven't even been keeping track. So hopefully, within the next couple days, I'll probably try to take some OBKs. Even though the doctor said I wasn't ovulating well, I'm still going to track it so that I can still baby dance. And that was my HSG experience. It really was not bad. People hype it up. I guess, if you don't have a high pain tolerance, then it hurts. But if you a soldier, then it really don't hurt. I'm a soldier, so I just took it and took a deep breath and I took my Motrin before, but I don't even think it had kicked in at that time because I took it like 10-15 minutes before I went back. So yeah, it wasn't bad at all. And that was my experience, ladies. It's quick. It's really quick. It wasn't quick for me because I don't know what's going on. I have a super uterus. She was like, oh my God, you have a super uterus. Like the balloon keeps popping. But it was okay. And then sorry that I have on makeup. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I do have on makeup. I'm sorry, but I did have to put on my face for the doctor. Normally I don't wear makeup in my videos. So, um, that was that. And that was my experience. I hope you guys don't feel as nervous now, knowing that, really, well, my experience, it really didn't hurt. So I don't think anyone who's getting an HSG should be afraid of it because it doesn't, it ain't nothing. If you can't handle an HSG, you can't handle having a baby. So that's my tea for today. And the move is going great. We'll be moving in like 4 days. And I will come back with another update in a couple days. Bye, guys.